In this video, I'm going to show you how to install the Arduino IDE software so you can start to develop Arduino programs. Hello, in this video I'd like to start to remake my Arduino tutorial series, just to update it a little bit and to make it a lot nicer looking. If you've never heard of an Arduino, I'm showing a couple of different boards right here. And an Arduino is a family of microcontrollers that are relatively low cost, easy to use, easy to learn, and a great way for beginners to get into electronics if there's been something that's been holding them back before. Now, with an Arduino, what you can do is you can incorporate electronics into your projects. You can control lights, you can control motors, you can read in different sensors, and you can make decisions based on what the sensor is saying, like a temperature sensor. And they're just sort of fun to use. Now, this video is going to show you how to install the Arduino IDE. What the Arduino IDE is the software environment we use to upload the code to our different boards. But before we go on how to install the Arduino IDE on Windows, I just want to talk about some different boards you can see. So there's two Arduinos right here, or two Unos right here. This one's an actual Arduino Uno. It's genuine, it's real. It has the Arduino symbol. It was just a special edition. Probably most of the Arduinos that you have will look more like this, with this long chip right here. But it's the same board. It's the same. It's the exact same thing, except for this one's a surface-mounted chip. Now this board right here, it doesn't have the Arduino logo. It just says Uno. So it's a knockoff or a clone board. Now clone boards aren't bad. I actually buy a lot of clone boards because they're really cheap. Depending on where you buy these boards, an Arduino board can go anywhere from $15 to $30. A clone board, you can buy them for $3 to $10 depending on where you get them. AliExpress, Amazon, you can get a lot more boards for the same amount of money. So there's nothing wrong with the clones. You just need to know you have a clone, because when we go to install the drivers, there's an extra step you're probably going to need to take. So if we look at how do we get this software, the first thing you want to do, let me just resize a little bit. The first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to arduino.cc. And when you're at arduino.cc, you're going to go to software. And when you go to software, you're going to have a couple of different options. The option I suggest is to do this Windows 7 and newer. I don't like using the Windows app, even though it's probably easier to install with, because the Windows app puts the installation in a sort of odd installation directory. And that sometimes creates some challenges later on if you're trying to install third-party libraries. So I always try to do this Windows 7 and newer. If you want to support them, you can put a donation in. Otherwise, just click just download. Now, this tells me it's going to take about a minute left. All right, so now that my download has finished downloading, I can click on it to install it, and pops up on another screen. And here's the license agreement. So you agree to this. Make sure that it installs the USB driver right here. I keep everything checked. I keep most of this as default. And I always just like to know where I'm installing this to. This is a good my C directory. So I'm going to hit install. Okay, so now the install has completed. I can click close. So now I can go ahead and I can plug in my Arduino, and I'm going to plug in the genuine Arduino first. Now when I plug this in, if I look at my device manager, I see this COM port right here. So it shows me that I have an Arduino Uno and I have COM3. If I open my Arduino IDE, so I search my computer for the Arduino app. It's opening on my other screen. What I have is a screen that looks like this. And we'll talk about this code later, but the important thing is when you go up to Tools, click on Port, you'll see some port. It might not be COM3 on your computer, but you see some port with the Arduino Uno. Now that's showing that the driver has been installed successfully. It's a lot easier now than it was at the beginning stages of our Arduino when the driver wasn't installed automatically. So let me go and let me plug in the clone. When I plug in the clone, it's going to first search for the appropriate driver. And it's not going to be able to find this. It's got USB 2.0 serial, and it's just not going to be able to, if you try to update the driver, search automatically, it's just not going to be able to find anything for you. So what you need to do, and this link is in the description, you need to go and download this ch341 serial.zip file. So right here, click download. It's a zip file. Open the zip file, extract my zip file. Of course, everything pops up on my other screen. So I extracted my zip file and then run the setup when this is done. So I have to click yes, install. Driver install successful. Now when I look at my hardware manager, I now have, alright, this is a USB serial CH340, and it tells me the COM port it's on. So it's on COM port 4. When I go look at my Arduino, it now shows me on port 4, I have a COM port. If I really want to, I can go to an example. If you choose basics and blank, I can make sure this is our Arduino Uno. This is COM4. I can upload the sketch. It compiles it first and then it uploads it to the board. And when it's done, the light on this Arduino is going to start blinking. So right now, this light right here is blinking 1 second on, 1 second off, which is what this, if you read the code, that's what this is doing. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to write this code from scratch and what all the lines of code mean. But now we've installed the IDE and we're ready to begin development.